Blinking away the blinding light, you find yourself in the foyer of a grand library. Several beings of various shapes and forms are milling about the nearby shelves and tables, each attending to their business. You are approached by a bipedal insectoid with 6 arms. You stand frozen in fear before it pulls a small pamphlet from somewhere before walking off. You take a look at the paper you are handed. From the office of the Wanderer's Library Chief Medical Officer Dr. Noreen Ray. Welcome, Wanderer. If you're reading this, it's safe to assume you're a new arrival to the library. You might be a bit confused why the medical team has bothered to write up an entire pamphlet if this is meant to be a safe place. Violence may not be tolerated, but that's not to say you won't befall any unfortunate circumstances. Worry not. We have a team of top-notch professionals to attend any ailments you may require in your stay here. But why visit a doctor's office if you can avoid getting sick in the first place? That's why we're here to help you navigate your way through the world of multiversal medicine. Below, you'll find a list of the most common afflictions wanderers have faced during their visits, as well as some of their treatments. Alphabet amoebas. Have you ever been staring at a page of your favorite book just for the words to begin to blur together? Perhaps you've had to reread a paragraph multiple times before you understood the meaning or remember what you just read. If this has happened to you, it may be due to something more than just a tired mind. These microscopic terrors tend to dwell on the surfaces of commonly read books and tomes, and are absorbed through the skin of patrons who come into contact with them. The confusion they cause is a result of the amoebas emitting a psychic pulse interfering with one's comprehensive abilities regarding written language. As the brain tries to compensate for the confusion by firing off more electrical signals through the nervous system, the alphabet amoebas take the opportunity to convert the charge into a form of nutrition. The alphabet amoeba is a species common across many planes of reality and is commonly found in libraries or other places of learning. Thankfully, their common appearances have led to extensive studies and treatment options. A sufficiently loud sound is the most common treatment as it breaks down the amoeba's cell walls, killing them. So plug in those earbuds and get those tunes pumping. Just be sure not to disturb your fellow patrons if you feel treatment is needed. Be warned that the signs are often easy to ignore, and thus treatment can be delayed. But prolonged exposure can cause permanent cognitive impairment. Leg rust. Finding a comfy place to get some quality reading done after a long day can feel like a dream come true, but if you find yourself having trouble getting up, it may be something more than a desirable spot. Leg rust is a common phrase used to refer to the rust-brown mucus-like substance secreted by furniture mimics, or on rare occasions found as a naturally occurring phenomenon on older fixtures in the library. Often presenting as numbness in the limbs, some patrons have described this feeling as pins and needles, leg rust is only noticeable once it enters its end stage of solidification. This sticky substance, when applied to the inner band of joints such as legs or wings, can greatly limit mobility, making the victim an easy target. Unfortunately, leg rust is responsible for the disappearance of more than a few unaware patrons. Thankfully, leg rust takes a long time to form, often requiring several hours to thicken to any substantially dangerous viscosity. So before sitting down, be sure to check your seat. We can't recommend you try to harm any of the local wildlife, but a quick wipe down of your futon is more than appreciated. A clean library is a happy library after all. Keeping those extremities covered is a quick way to prevent a case of leg rust, as most fabrics interfere with the solidifying process. Removing the filth is as easy as wiping it away with warm, salinated water, or relying on heat to bake the rust to a hardened form and peeling the crust away. Paper cuts. We've all had them. They're small, sting like hell, and are a general nuisance. So you may be thinking, Dr. Ray, why are you bringing up such a mundane injury? Because, my dear reader, this is far from a mundane place. Due to the nature of some of the reading material here, be they magical, cursed, or otherwise beyond simple paper, a cut can lead to some rather serious injuries. From reading a book on fire magic and lighting your finger ablaze, to enjoying a story on space and the interplanar travel, only to cut off your pinky finger and leave it stranded in another dimension, we've seen some pretty crazy incidents over the centuries caused by paper cuts. We have band-aids to cover those physical injuries, but please, take your time to read your books. Sometimes a speedy reader can be a speedy way to an injury. Dream Chaser Syndrome. It's easy to get lost in thought sometimes, isn't it? To have your mind wander to places beyond our reach. But have you considered what might happen if you couldn't find your way back? Common among those with strong psychic abilities and magically inclined patrons, Dream Chaser Syndrome is a term used to refer to a soul that has detached from its still living body. No one is quite sure why this happens, but many have theorized the cause is linked to a strong disconnect between the actions of the patient's body and their thoughts. The body continues to function as normal, albeit in a dazed and unresponsive manner. Curiously, the souls of the afflicted are often unaware of any change, simply going about the business they were attending to a moment before. From an outsider view, it can be quite a shock to see. If the spirit is still near the body, simply alerting them to the situation should suffice. The soul can re-enter its host body without complications. In other cases, intense physical pain or other stimulation may provide enough of a jolt to drag the soul back into the body from long distances, though this procedure should preferably be done by a medical professional, so ask your nearest page to guide you to one of our numerous offices. Patrons of the spectral persuasion should stay alert and focus on their current activity, as coming down with a case of Dream Chaser Syndrome can often lead to fatal consequences due to the nature of the conscious separation without a physical body. Note: on the chance the soul does not return to its body in an orderly fashion, a 72-hour waiting period will be observed, after which its still living body may be used as a surrogate body for other lost souls. If you wish to opt your body out of this procedure, please fill out the appropriate form at the front desk. Bodies of patrons who opt out will be handled with respect and buried with due diligence. Voila! Now that you're much more prepared to enjoy your time in the library, we do hope you keep yourself and others safe in your time here. This pamphlet was just a general notice, so be sure to look out for the other first aid guides as you enter different sections of the library. Each section has its own unique troubles to look out for, and specific guides that cover them, so without help, you'll be just fine. Happy reading! General's note: this pamphlet is for general instruction only. The Wanderer's Library takes no official responsibility for any disease, natural illness, or similar sickness a patron may come into contact with in their stay here. Please consult your healthcare provider if you have any questions about the contents of this guide, or schedule an appointment with one of our physicians today.